Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today my card is a technique card, and I'm using the So Very Much stamp set. This is a free stamp set when you purchase $50 from now until March 31st through me. So I'm going to be doing a resist technique with it. So let me bring in my supplies. I've got that big thank you stamp. I have a piece of Very Vanilla. This measures 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to be using my Versamark. And first, you know what, I'm going to take that embossing buddy and I'm going to run all over. Very moist here in Ohio today, getting lots of wet snow. So I want to make sure that embossing powder does not stick where I don't want it to be. So I'm going to stamp that. And then I'm going to bring in my copper embossing powder and coat that with embossing powder. I'm going to do a little flicking with that to make sure I get the extra pieces out. I'm going to go ahead and heat it with my embossing gun. I'm going to put it away from the camera so that that heat is not, or that gun sound is not making too much noise. You want to make sure that you heat it well so that the embossing powders melt. Now I'm going to bring it in so you can see that because it's starting to melt. And it's going to turn glossy. Again, you want to make sure that all the powders, you can see the tea is not shiny yet. You want to make sure all of it is very shiny so that the powders are melted. Takes a second or two. But what that does then is it resists ink once it is done. So what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in my Watercolor Wash. This is a big background stamp. I am going to take my Sierra Sand ink pad. I'm going to ink that up. See if I've got a scrap piece of paper. I do. So I'm going to take this and lay this on top like so, and grab that piece of paper and just kind of rub so that I don't get any ink on my hands. And where it has embossed, it is going to resist over that embossing. Isn't that pretty? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in some ribbon. This is 3/8 metallic ribbon. It comes in a combo pack. It comes in both gold and silver. I am going to just take a glue dot, put a glue dot there. Gold and silver, and you can get this free during Sale-a-Bration, and it is just elegant ribbon. Just gives that extra sparkle. So even though I embossed in copper, with this gold, I think it's still very pretty. See, I got a glue dot on my finger here, so let me pull that off, and I'm just going to take my snail, run it around so that that ribbon has something to adhere to. Sure that that's good in. Yeah, it's a little bit crooked. Let's just pick that up and reposition it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use some dimensionals on the 4 corners. I know some of you really love dimensionals and put numerous ones on. You do not have to do that. All you need is one on each corner, and that is sufficient. What I have next is a piece of cherry cobbler. This measures 4 inches by 5.5, and I'm just going to place that like so. Then I'm going to bring in my rhinestones and just add some more bling by placing some rhinestones around. go ahead and put that on my base card, which is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm using the Very Vanilla. And there you have a very quick thank you card. I'm also going to bring in, there's little sayings with that set also. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that and take a scrap piece of Very Vanilla, and it says thank you for your kindness. I'm going to bring in my punch and then just punch that out. Love when we have punches that are small like this so that it'll use up all those scrap pieces of paper that we save. I think I'm also going to put some dimensionals on that. So I'm just going to take the edge of those dimensionals and just cut that. And place them like so. Remove the backing. It says thank you for your kindness. And there you have it, a very quick embossed resist card. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you real soon.